Hello everyone, so in this video we are going to see the workflow of change document, that is standard change workflow. So before that, let's see what is standard change document. Standard change is used to perform low risk changes that are uncritical and frequently used. Standard changes are executed on regular basis by the change management organization and have no technical impact, such as adding a new currency or location. So standard changes are called as low risk changes. Okay, the standard changes are no risk or low risk changes and can therefore be processed without approval. So there is no need for any approval that is required in standard changes. Standard changes are available only for ABAP systems. So let's go through the statuses of standard changes. So the statuses that we are going to see in our video are a part of SAP standard changes and not the customized ones. We also have the facility to customize the statuses of standard changes. Let's start with the initial status. Initially, the status of the standard change document is created. The change manager evaluates the planned development and can either initiate this development or cancel the change document altogether. The next status is in development. The developer who heads the team of developers sets the status to in development. The developer creates a transport request in the development system via the transport management assignment block. So the developer will assign the changes to the transport request, and once the development is done, the status will be changed to be tested. When the features have been implemented, the developer releases their task in the transport request. Developer or IT operator then saves the change document and the status of the change document changed to be tested. In this step, transport of copies are generated, that is a transport containing the changes of the original transport in the quality environment. So once the developer changes the status from in development to be tested, the main TR is released, but the transport of copy will be imported into the quality system and not the main TR will be imported. Okay, so the transport of copy will be imported into quality system, and based on that copy the tester will do the testing. So the next status is successfully tested. If the tester suggests that the changes are successful in quality environment, they can change the status of the change document to successfully tested. The original transport request will come to import queue of the quality system. A background job runs in the background with a specific time interval to import the existing TRs into the quality system. So the background job will bring the TR into the quality system. The next status is imported into production. The IT operator triggers the import manually from the task list. He navigates through the task list and triggers the import to the production system. So it is the duty of IT operator to trigger the import for production system. The IT operator can import the TR to production manually or can schedule a job. He can choose the time for schedule of this job, that is immediately or any other specific time for weekly, monthly, quarterly type of release of the project. So it is the duty of IT operator to import the main TR into the production system. The last status is the withdrawn. In any of the cases, the change manager feels that the change document for the ongoing change is no longer required, the change manager can withdraw the standard change. So this is the person responsible in action in display table for the statuses, and the person responsible, that is which person is responsible for performing which action. So the developer will perform the development when the status is in development. The tester will perform the testing when the status is to be tested. Change manager will perform the action, set the status to authorize for set the status to import it into production when the status is successfully tested, and then IT operator will import the TR to production. And at any point of time in between, when the change manager feels that there is no need for a particular standard change, the change manager has the authority or can withdraw the particular standard change document. So this is the workflow for the standard change document. So there are different roles you can see, that is requester, change manager, developer, tester, IT operator, and the background job. Some of the functions that that will be performed by background job. So creation and select the standard change option is done by requester. Selecting the standard change option means that while creating the request for change, we have a checkbox for standard change. So whenever we need to create a request for change for standard change, we need to click that checkbox. Once that is done, setting it to validation will be done by change manager, and release to being implemented will also be performed by change manager. Once this is done, setting the status to in development and executing the changes and releasing the task, passing the change to test, that is import, getting the TOCs import from in development to quality system will be done by developer. And once this is done, the tester will perform the testing, and once the testing is done, the tester will set the status to successfully tested, that is the original transports will be released. And then the import of original transport and set to import into production, this will be done, and the status will be set to implemented by the background job. And then the status to confirm, this status of confirm, this is done for the RFC. So all the steps which are mentioned in the blue box are the steps of the request for change, and the orange box are for the standard change document. So this was the workflow of standard change document. So in standard change, we also have the concept of transport of copies. This is exactly similar to the one which we had in normal change. The main reason for creating the standard change is because all the changes that are assigned in standard change are low risk or no risk changes. Also, standard changes have the concept of whitelist objects, that is, we already saw in the initial slide that standard changes are usually created for low risk changes, which is done by the development team. So there are some objects that needs to be mentioned or that needs to be covered under whitelist object, and if an object is not included in the whitelist object list, then whenever we try to assign that transport request into a TR and import it, then it will not be imported. We will get an error of whitelist object error. So we have to be very careful while using the standard changes, that before moving the changes from one system to another, the objects has to be mentioned under whitelist object list. So this was all about the workflow of standard changes. Thank you.